Text her,
Okay,
tell her to answer me. Tell her to answer me. Because she like to not answer.
Hi, everybody. This is the Hope to Hope Conference. I'm Kim White with the My Sexy Business team.
And I am Dr. Cassandra Bradford Wilson with Genesis Preferred Solutions. And we have a special guest today. Her name is Naomi D Jones from New York, from Staten Island, New York. And she was one of the speakers at the Run Women's Conference 2017. And I'll tell you one thing, she stole the show. She was like, oh my God. Everybody was like, oh my God. So now we have her on live at the Hope to Hope Conference, where we talk about how we use vulnerability as a source of hope and strength to propel us to where we are today. And so I am so excited to introduce my new bestie friend in the whole wide world, Naomi D Jones.
That was a whistle.
I tried.
I love it.
Hey,
Naomi. Hi, Kim. Hi, Dr. Cassandra. It's so great to be with you guys.
We are a hot mess, Kim. We go on tour together, and then we get all messy. We haven't seen each other, in 2 weeks? And we miss each other. We're like, I need to come and see you. What do you mean you don't want me to come? I'm coming.
We're coming
to see you.
Why you coming like we don't want to see each other every day?
I know. I'm like, leave the back door open. I'll be there. This is pitiful.
I am so excited you're on here. I want you to talk to us about something in your life, because this is the Hope to Hope Conference, and it's about the power of vulnerability. It's about the thing that was so hard in your life, but now it's a source of power that got you doing what you're doing. So can you think of a time when there was something happened, and you're willing to be vulnerable about it, that maybe it was hard, or you you just didn't feel confident in maybe writing a book? I mean, would that be one?
Or maybe doing a project that instigated you to do,
or maybe doing a project
somebody instigated you to do.
Doing conferences, writing the books. Yeah, there are, when I really think about it, there are a lot of instances where things have happened in my life where you start to think that there's no hope. So I think about my teenage years. I think about one of the big things was my first marriage, looking at being in an abusive situation, emotionally, physically, and taking vulnerability, the word to mean kind of being open and trusting. And what I learned was more about wisdom, with learning to trust your own intuition as to being vulnerable, because vulnerable, I think, kind of comes with almost like with a negative connotation. If you say you're being vulnerable, I even looked it up, and it said, kind of like being a sucker. There's about 8 definitions for vulnerable. But yeah, being a sucker, being open, because you have to have trust when you're vulnerable, right? So you have to trust yourself. And then you have to trust that others around you will take care of you. And so what I think a lot of times we find that is when we're vulnerable, like in my first marriage, vulnerable, trusting, and he did not care for me the way he should have, that then turns into a distrust of not only other people, but a distrust of myself. So when I allowed myself to be in that abusive situation, it took away my hope. It took away my trust of myself. It took away my trust in other relationships. So getting out of that relationship the one thing that I think that comes up with a lot of people is because of my son. I had a son, and you kind of say, you know what, I may be a little crazy, but I'm responsible for this other life, and I need to do the right thing by my son. So it helped me get out of that relationship, just for caring for someone else. Now take that vulnerability, that same vulnerability, because now you can turn that into not wanting to be in any other relationships, or not trusting any other men, and or not trusting myself. And when I got back to really realizing that it was my choices and it wasn't my reflection, I was able to then start doing things like going back to school, making sure I had a career. That trust came back for me, trusting myself, when it came to things like writing my book. And so bringing vulnerability right back front and center, I was vulnerable when I met Dr. Cassandra. So when she looked like a person that looked like they had my best interests at heart, I had to then check my own vulnerability and realize that, yes, I can trust myself. I have some things going on, and I'm willing to trust that she's good people's. And I was not wrong.
No, you weren't. That was a great choice.
Yes. And I think that it did it translated into me trusting her when she said, hey, you want to go on a tour? But you got to have a book. And I had my book waiting. Kim, I heard you mention yesterday about how, you're always waiting for that perfection, and you don't want to do it. I need to fix one more line. But,
yes,
when Dr. Cassandra, she said she's a pusher. She's a drug pusher.
Definitely a pusher.
And she said, well, if you're going with me, you need to have that book ready. Well, girl, that turned into a lot more hope in action, because it made me get it done.
It was a threat.
Sort of, kind of. You're
she got vulnerable.
Pusher. You're a good pusher. It's all good.
Pushers are like threatening. That's the thing. I do want to say that what you just said was a really good word, though. Hope in motion. Is that what you said?
That.
Hope in motion.
Yes.
That's really
hope in action. Hope in action. Yeah, but I like motion too.
Okay.
Yeah. And
because. Oh, go ahead.
I think you have to. I think a lot of times when we think about hope, it gets mixed up with wishing. I just wish things would be different. I wish somebody, could do this for me, where really hope is really, I would say, an action word, where, you're hoping, but what are you doing? What are you doing to make it happen?
Yeah. I think you've been hanging out with Dr. Cassandra quite a bit.
I think I've been hanging out with both of you quite a bit. I think you both have rubbed up on me real good. Real good.
No, yes, princess. Yes, princess. Yes, princess.
No way am I a pusher. I just can't imagine it.
We all have our different ways of
loving me.
Pushing.
Okay, I guess I am a pushy princess.
Just a tad.
But always for the right reason.
Yes.
I am so proud of you because, I can't help but tell the story, and I want you to tell the story because I think it's so funny to hear both sides of the story. But her and I were on tour, and we were in the back of the room, and Naomi was speaking, and the whole time she's speaking, we're back there, we're giggling, and we're writing down stuff,
Big
and then she
time.
comes off the stage, and we hand her a piece of paper that had some pushing on it. some pushing. But I want to hear your version because I think it's so cute because you have no idea what we're doing.
And basically, we were back there being disobedient. Out of the speaker code, if you know anything about being a professional speaker, we're supposed to sit still, listen to the speaker on stage, nod and agree, and cheer them on in the back. Kim
and give encouragement. And I am sitting there. So my side of the story is
like a chicken, at the butcher shop.
I'm at the front. I am just speaking my heart out. And these two wonderful women are just back there. I hear them just kicking. Just like you see them now. And I'm going, okay. So I'm sitting there going, are they just like, because they heard it yesterday, they don't want to hear me today or something? I don't know. So at the end of the conference, I had to go and say, what are y'all what is so funny? And they're like, we've got all this information because we just think your chickens, you can have a whole campaign on chickens. And to me, it was just a phrase. It was just a phrase. I thought it was a good phrase, check your chicken. But they said, oh, no, listen, what do you think of chicken and gravy and you could make books and videos and social media.
Yeah, we saw a chicken movement.
Exactly.
The whole chicken movement.
When
still
and I still have the papers today. I am keeping those as my mementos of when Check Your Chicken got birthed, because they came and in true collaborapreneurship, just gave me all kind of ideas of how I could make this into something that could really help people. And Kim came up with the children's version. She's like, what about if children could get this when they're young about mental mindset? And I just really started seeing the vision of it from you guys laughing in the back of the room. So it's okay. You are forgiven.
Kim, we're considered midwives. Yeah. We were midwives to the whole chicken birthing thing.
Absolutely.
So we were just telling you to push. And you were like, no, push. And now all the chickens have been born.
They definitely have been.
Harriet the chicken is going, I don't know nothing about this story. I was at a different time. But the chickens are born and we're midwives.
Is that a good analogy?
I think that's a great word for y'all. And when you talk about vulnerability, here it comes back again, because I had to be vulnerable to receive the information that y'all were giving me, because y'all gave it to me, and I always had the choice to say yes or no, right? But being vulnerable and just knowing that you guys have great insight and great vision. Y'all are good midwives. And what
about your clucking hens? That's what we know.
No, we don't have clucking hens. It looked like it was clucking hens, but it really was it really was y'all both pouring your heart into me and seeing what I had and being able to see the vision of that. And you have to be vulnerable in order to do that, because your heart has to be open, because that was one of the other definitions for vulnerability was being open and being
it's not my phone.
That's not your phone. That's apparently listen, I didn't listen to the movie theater and turn off the phone. But but being vulnerable to other people, being open to each other and seeing how we can help each other, and then being vulnerable to be able to receive that. So
yeah,
I think yes.
You were very gracious, because we unintentionally were rude. Like, we were not, we were so excited.
Yes.
Like, that was the problem, is we were so excited for you that we couldn't stand it. And when you came off, I mean, they have to understand, we had scribbled pages of a business plan.
We did everything.
We had streams of income. We had like different departments. We had all this stuff going. And then on top of that, we had all the crazy names of things and and so she at first looked at us like, y'all are crazy.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Naomi called her husband. I don't know what this group is about, but I'm ready to come home.
No, actually, what I did was I called him up and told him we have work to do.
The pushers have been there.
Somebody wrote on Facebook talking about, this is as sexy as socks on a rooster.
Well, I have met the head of your children's department.
Yes, and he's awesome,
and he's pretty sexy himself.
Yeah.
We are his fans. We are his fans too.
He
is, and
he is so.
He had a deadline.
Yeah, he did have a deadline for you, because I'm pretty sure he told you that this conference needed to go. I'm sorry, Doug. Oh.
He kept moving down the table from me, because I think he got tired of me talking about it.
Yes. We're your biggest fans. I want you to know that we are your biggest fans, and thank you so much for taking the show at the Run Women's Conference. And I'm gonna tell you, you got cheerleaders out here in the outfield supporting you, and whatever you want to do, we'll be there. I'm just trying to get my ticket. I'm sorry, you'll lead into that. Go ahead, James. Take it away.
We need to have a launch party.
Yes, the chickens need a party.
It works.
Hey,
oh my goodness. That could be the menu. Oh my goodness.
If we can party, that means we can still come to New York soon.
Yes, I'm ready. I want to come. It's gonna be chicken party.
Well, I just think that I need to make sure that I have chicken on the menu.
We'll be a bunch of buffalo wings.
So tell everybody, because we're laughing and cutting up and we know the answers to this, but tell everybody kind of what's coming down the pipe for you, because you have a book which is the nurse's perspective.
Yes.
Of how to lead people more effectively.
Yes.
I mean, you give me a description of it so I don't do disservice to it.
Okay. Well, actually, I have a little copy.
She has a copy right there.
I love it.
I love it. And it's called Lead Powerfully from Within. And just before I go into what it is, Kim, just what you were talking about as far as vulnerability. And I can tell you how vulnerability absolutely fit into writing the book. The book was about 80% written. I would say about 50% written when I got instructed to make it happen, and finally birthed the baby, right? And I had written everything, and I wrote about all of my experiences and what I wanted to share about connection and about how really to enjoy your career. That was the premise that I started with. And what I ended up figuring out was that the vulnerability was what was missing in the book. And that's why I couldn't let it go, because I didn't tell the story. Because sometimes we get into where we feel like we need to, if I'm going to write a book, that I need to appear that I've got it all together. And I don't. And that's okay.
That's right.
But I'm still not where I was. And somebody is where I was. And so they need to be able to understand that I really do understand where they are right now. So I had to really be vulnerable when I really went back into writing the book and really talk about, be honest about my experiences, whether they worked or whether some things didn't work. And so once I was able to do that, I was able to press the button. And as Roz said, I really did feel like I was birthing the baby. And that's why, y'all are in the midwife position. But my book is about connecting. I really was writing initially to nursing leaders, or it could be anybody in leadership, and how you really can't be an effective leader until you can effectively lead yourself. And how do you effectively lead yourself? Well, you've got to get connected to yourself. You've got to check that inner voice. You've got to see what's going on. What are your motivations for doing the things you do? Because a lot of times we operate out of survival. Sometimes we operate out of our own needs to be loved or cared for. And so we need to be in touch with what's going on inside of us, and then understand that before we can lead other people. So that's really the purpose of the book. And so my whole first half of this book, even though I was writing to nurses, is what birthed the mindset of Check Your Chicken, which is the next book. Due out in September.
Wow. I'm telling you, I didn't have to on this one.
I love
this whole chicken taking over the world.
The chickens are about to be the bomb. That's right.
Oh my goodness.
I just have an atomic chicken. That's an atomic sauce chicken.
We have got
a George Clinton chicken.
Yes.
At the I just want to say that at the Run Women's Conference tour, there were so many different things birthed during that whole tour.
Yes.
But I was so excited. Birthed in March.
Yes.
This started in March when we were sitting in the back of the room being naughty. And from then until July, she went from one book on tour telling her story to she now has 2 books and like a whole company that has to do with all these other things.
She has a whole chicken company.
And it's just crazy because she did the presentation at the finale of Run.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, there wasn't anybody in the room that was not cheering and carrying on.
You dropped chicken bombs.
You are so cute.
It is.
I'm so
it is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're so proud of you.
We're just proud of you.
Aw. Well, thank you so much. And I tell you, it's like planting seeds of hope, right? I was looking at one direction of, only dealing with maybe nursing leaders and nursing leadership, and expansion that you guys gave to my vision was that this could reach so many more people, because I had the concepts, I have the information and the heart to want to do it, but I would have never thought that it was going to be chickens. But it is, I love it. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm a visitor in my own vision. Okay.
And it's amazing because from this side of the fence, we see more for Check Your Chicken that we see vision. I see it going in the not just public school but private schools at the Y, creating after school programs about dealing with discipline and what you think. Yes. And then of course you take it into mainstream with adults. You know, we're all cuckoo. And just the mindset, because it starts with the changing of anything new that you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we see going bigger. It's just proud of her. They grow up so fast.
And I think I better tell people what the Check Your Chicken is, because we are having kind of like an inside joke. And basically the Check Your Chicken is about it's based on the story of the eagle and the chicken, and how the eagle was raised as a chicken. And so I put that to how we're raised in our lives and with the experiences that we have. So when those times we've been vulnerable and it hasn't worked out because the people you were vulnerable with did not take care of you, they did not have your best interests at heart, and so you may have gotten hurt. And so you take those hurts and you build on those hurts and you create a whole story about why the rest of the world is no good, because you were hurt when you were vulnerable, and how much you lose when you're not vulnerable. Because had I not been vulnerable due to past experiences with you guys, like I said, that information, though well thought out, well intentioned, would not have benefited me because I was not willing to be vulnerable. So I just think that the Check Your Chicken comes from realizing that we're raised in these world, we have these experiences, but that does not mean that they are true for every relationship that you're in. And so you can always go back and rely on that hope, that and using some skills, but building that hope back into your life where you meet wonderful women like you guys, and life is real good.
Well, I have two questions. I think one, you may maybe the statement, I don't know, it's a long day. You may have to add another chicken. Troy roll, what about the dodo chicken?
The dodo chicken. I kind of like that one, because what you do, the dodo chicken could be the person that just plays dumb.
Yeah. Or think that they need to have a certificate or a degree or whatever.
Or they got to approve.
Whoever they need to approve them to do whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
That could be the dodo. And then the second question is, are you going to dress up like a chicken at your conference? And that's
the one with the eyelashes.
I know. We can order this. Size fit all.
Well, see, we're sort of on the same line. I'm not thinking that I'm gonna dress like the chicken, but I got a granddaughter who I could torture and probably have her dress up as the chicken.
I need a tiara and eyelashes if I'm the chicken.
The princess chicken.
I have not gotten her buy-in yet. But we're waiting. We'll see.
Let me just say this, because I don't want to lose sight of the importance of this message. We are being fun because we are fun, but I want to not lose it. All of us were like chickens, and that's what keeps us in the barnyard instead of out flying where we should be flying, whether it be personal or whatever. And so that's the message behind all these funny things that we're doing, and laughing about. It's our self-talk, and it's our thinking like a chicken. Check. We need to check that so that we are not putting stuff that don't belong there.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I,
Kim, it's so that we're not. Yeah, it's so that we're not blocking ourselves. There are enough obstacles out there that will try to block you from reaching your goals, but we need to get rid of the self-talk blocks that we often come with just because of the situations that we've lived through in life.
Yes. Thank you. I want to just stop and say, number one, for
listening,
for being on and being open enough to talk about the things about doing a book, or even the fact that you had to get past the people that had maybe laughed at you a wrong way before. We were not meaning to be bad, but we were being bad in the fact that we were not supporting you in our own little bubble world.
We saw the bigger vision. I mean, it was, and we had to check with you, number two, but we were like, oh my God, she is on to something. Yeah. I hope she sees it. It can do this, it can do that, it can do this. And I know you were sitting there in overload, like, all I want to do is eat dinner. We've been going all day. I just want to eat. Yeah, we were giddy.
That's what it was.
No,
because we were watching.
Yeah, and I think that no, y'all listen, y'all were definitely forgiven once I got the business plan. Okay, so yeah, I got over
Thank
that.
You.
I was over that day. We were good. But along the yes. No, I'm so excited for y'all just being able to be in my life, and again, I look at places, like I said, coming from a place of abuse where that self-talk became I'm not any good, to where people were sitting in the back of the room, even though giggling. What they came with was, something for me, and I heard you say yesterday, Dr. Cassandra, that, and you didn't have to get a referral fee, you didn't say, well, I got something for you, but now you have to pay me. You know what I mean? It was really, your input was from the heart. And that's the kind of life I want to live. And I want to be able to give that to other people. So Check Your Chickens is on the move. That's
sexy. That's sexy.
It's gonna give hope to other people. We got the hope to hope going on.
Definitely do.
And I'm so excited. I just love Naomi. Ever since I grabbed a hold of her when I met her in Vegas, and I'm like, we're gonna be friends. She's like, this woman is crazy. And so I am so in love with you, and I'm in love with your family, and we so support you, and that's why we started off the broadcast. Like, we want to come. We want to come and support you. We just want to be in. We just want to be the lifter of your. And I told the story 2 weeks ago about Moses and Aaron. And Aaron's job was to lift up Moses' arm. Aaron's vision. Moses was the only one that went trucking up that mountain. Believed that Moses so much that he was willing to support Moses. So that's where my heart is with you.
Yeah.
That whatever it takes, if it takes me to be in the room, letting people know about these chickens, whatever it is I need to do to support you, that's where.
Fly to New York.
October 14th.
So
We're everything to be announced. We'll have to put it out there, but yeah, we're looking at checking some chickens October 14th in New York, somewhere.
and I see about to burst because she definitely want to get in on this. Roz is over here about to burst. So I'm right. Please let Roz.
Roz, are you where I can like take you into the room? Get ready. And we're gonna add her to us, Miss Naomi. We're gonna
Okay, cool.
There she is.
Hey, Roz.
We can't hear you, Roz.
Oh, we can hear you, Roz.
What you doing?
I'm not doing anything. It's
Oh, I hear
There
her
you
now.
go.
it says I'm still.
She's back there with the chicken.
It says I'm still waiting.
It says
go live.
Yep, you're
No,
live.
you live, girl.
We're live.
Hey, hey, Naomi.
Hi, sweetie.
How are you?
I am awesome. I'm awesome. I tell you, with my favorite group of people, how bad could life be?
Collabpreneurs for life.
That's right.
That sounds like a gang.
Well, you
Listen,
are
Roz
I'm
even
a drug pusher. That's right.
a gang leader.
Look, Roz even gave me another chicken. I tell you, I've been getting a lot of other chickens that I have to look into now.
Yes.
Yeah. Troy been giving us some chickens about the dope.
It's
This can turn into like a billion chickens.
yeah, it'll be a series of mindsets for what you're doing and how God downloaded that to you. And I truly believe that Hope to Hope and understanding the vulnerability and where drug pushers come into place is that while they were being disobedient, they were still operating in their spirit of building you up and adding and masterminding. So folks who have not had the opportunity to see how Kim and Dr. Cass, Princess Kim and Dr. Cass operate, especially if they're in the back of the room and they feel like they're watching their girls or their babies growing up. People just don't understand that life is too short and that we're not here for a competition and that we're here to uplift everybody. All of us has a thumbprint for what our audience or our niche is. And when we have people that we love and there's honor and there's integrity, there's so much more to grow into awesomeness, or what Kim says, awesome sauce.
Right.
Check your chicken. Y'all on the lookout because one of them chicken nuggets that she gonna be sharing with y'all know y'all one of them.
It is. I am describing it as the most fun way that you can learn about how to reset your mindset.
Yes.
I love it. I gotta post that. Reset your mindset.
I love
your mindset.
Hashtag reset your mindset, because we want to stay within social media, as Princess Kim says. If you hashtag reset your mindset, you always will run in to check your chicken.
All right now. Done.
And I think everybody should know that they need to be hashtagging check your chicken too, because that is the cutest thing, to get people to demonstrate their mindset. Hashtag what's going on with you so that you can be on this journey with Naomi of changing your mindset and changing your life. Because it doesn't stop with your mind. Your mind controls what your life looks like. Mind is not right, your life is not right.
That's right.
So when you get those chickens in check, then your life is pretty sexy.
It really is.
Okay, that's not my phone.
No, that's why I actually kept it, because I knew it was going to ring, and so I kept it so I could turn it off quick. But it all starts with the thought. It all starts with the thought. And actually, what I talk about is aligning your mind, body, soul, and spirit. But it starts in with the thoughts that you carry. So, when you can really reset your thinking, then you can really make some changes.
Yeah.
Open
Well, I
yourself
think
up to hope.
we got. I know the song because they came in with the theme song. But you may need a song and an exit song. So Troy wrote, there is a song called Chicken and Biscuits. You may want to research that.
I will have to look at that. That's a song?
It's a song.
Okay.
Colt
Ford.
By Colt Ford. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. Okay. I will definitely look it up. Even though I'm kind of liking my chicken heads be quiet now.
I'm thinking chicken heads is like. We're having so much fun with the chickens. We better get up out that barnyard's what I'm thinking. That's the problem is, we like those chickens.
I love the chickens. I can't wait till October 14th.
I can't either.
I can't wait.
I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited for the book, and it will come with a workbook also, so that you can kind of work through your chickens. That's right.
And we don't want to spoil anything if you're trying to save it for then. But the things that we saw on the screen.
What happened?
Where did you go?
Where are you, Naomi?
Oh. We lost her. If you can hear it's come back on. If not, we will just tell you she is phenomenal. And her first book is available on Amazon.
And we've already put it in the thread.
Okay, and it's already in the thread. So if you want to get her first book, it's in the thread. Go on and it will help you, even if you're not a nurse, because
it's about leadership.
It's really just about leadership.
Because you can't. Sometimes people want to lead from the front, but sometimes you lead from the back of the room, and a lot of people don't understand. Everybody wants to be a leader, but they don't want to be a follower. And a good leader never leads from the front; they always lead from the back of the room. That's why we were in the back of the.
That's why we were in the back of the room.
Okay, then sticking with it.
But Naomi, if you can hear us, thank you so much for coming on and participating. And we will look forward. We'll have on all of our social media. We will put when we know for sure when the Check Your Chicken conference will be.
Yes.
Because you won't want to miss it. So we love you, Naomi.
I like the name Reset Your Mindset.
I do too.
That should be the name of the conference.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Roz, for being on with us. And we will be back at 2:30. We will be back. So we're going to take a break and maybe have some chicken. And we'll be back at 2:30. This is the Hope to Hope Conference. I'm Kim White with the My Sexy Business team.
And I am Cassandra Bradford Wilson with Genesis Preferred Solutions.
We love you guys, and we'll see you in just a little bit.